The intricate relationship between hormones and emotions in women's bodies represents one of the most fascinating areas of modern health science. Understanding this connection is not merely an academic exercise, it's essential knowledge that can profoundly impact how women navigate their health, relationships, and daily lives. The hormonal system operates like a sophisticated orchestra, with each hormone playing its unique part in creating the symphony of wellness, and when even one instrument falls out of tune, the entire performance can be affected. At the heart of women's hormonal health lies the endocrine system, a network of glands that produce and regulate hormones, chemical messengers that travel through the bloodstream to tissues and organs throughout the body. The primary players in women's wellness include estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol, thyroid hormones, and insulin, among others. These hormones don't work in isolation. Rather, they engage in a complex dance of interactions, each influencing and being influenced by the others in ways that scientists are still working to fully understand. Estrogen, often called the quintessential female hormone, actually encompasses 3 different compounds: estradiol, estrone, and estriol. Estradiol is the most potent and abundant during reproductive years, and its influence extends far beyond reproduction. This remarkable hormone affects more than 300 tissues in the body, including the brain, bones, cardiovascular system, and skin. In the brain, estrogen receptors are found in areas that regulate mood, memory, and emotional processing. This explains why fluctuations in estrogen levels can significantly impact emotional well-being, cognitive function, and even sleep quality. When estrogen levels are balanced, many women report feeling energized, focused, and emotionally stable. When levels drop, whether due to the menstrual cycle, perimenopause, or other factors, mood changes, brain fog, and fatigue often follow. Progesterone, estrogen's complementary partner, is often overlooked in discussions of women's wellness, yet its role is equally crucial. Known as the calming hormone, progesterone has a sedative effect on the brain and nervous system. It promotes feelings of calm and contentment, supports quality sleep, and helps buffer the effects of stress. Progesterone works by converting to allopregnanolone in the brain, a neurosteroid that enhances the activity of GABA, the brain's primary calming neurotransmitter. This is why many women feel more anxious, irritable, or have difficulty sleeping when progesterone levels are low, particularly in the second half of the menstrual cycle or during perimenopause. The delicate balance between estrogen and progesterone is particularly important. When estrogen dominates without adequate progesterone to balance it, women may experience symptoms ranging from mood swings and anxiety to sleep disturbances and irregular cycles. The menstrual cycle itself is a monthly lesson in hormonal orchestration. During the follicular phase, which begins on the first day of menstruation, estrogen gradually rises, often bringing increased energy, optimism, and mental clarity. This is typically when women feel most social, creative, and ready to take on new challenges. Around mid-cycle, estrogen peaks just before ovulation, and testosterone also rises slightly, contributing to increased confidence and, for many women, heightened libido. Following ovulation, during the luteal phase, progesterone takes center stage. This hormone shift often brings a desire to slow down, turn inward, and focus on more nurturing activities. As both progesterone and estrogen drop in the days before menstruation, some women experience premenstrual syndrome, characterized by mood changes, irritability, fatigue, or physical discomfort. Understanding these natural rhythms can help women work with their bodies rather than against them, adjusting expectations and activities to align with their hormonal reality. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, plays a particularly significant role in women's wellness, especially in our modern high-stress world. Produced by the adrenal glands in response to stress, cortisol follows a natural daily rhythm, typically highest in the morning to help us wake up and gradually declining throughout the day. However, chronic stress can disrupt this pattern, leading to cortisol dysregulation. What many women don't realize is that cortisol and sex hormones are interconnected through what's called the pregnenolone steal. When the body is under chronic stress, it prioritizes cortisol production over sex hormone production because survival takes precedence over reproduction. This means that prolonged stress can lead to imbalances in estrogen and progesterone, contributing to irregular cycles, fertility challenges, and worsening menopausal symptoms. Additionally, high cortisol levels can increase inflammation, disrupt sleep, promote weight gain, particularly around the midsection, and contribute to anxiety and mood disorders. The thyroid, a butterfly-shaped gland in the neck, produces hormones that regulate metabolism, energy production, and temperature regulation. Thyroid disorders are significantly more common in women than men, with hypothyroidism affecting millions of women worldwide. The symptoms of thyroid dysfunction, including fatigue, weight changes, mood disturbances, and cognitive difficulties, often overlap with those of other hormonal imbalances, making diagnosis challenging. The thyroid doesn't work independently either. It's influenced by stress hormones, sex hormones, and nutritional status. For instance, high cortisol can suppress thyroid function, and estrogen affects the availability of thyroid hormones in the body. This interconnection explains why women often experience thyroid problems during times of hormonal transition, such as after childbirth or during perimenopause. Blood sugar regulation, governed primarily by insulin, is another crucial component of hormonal balance that's often underestimated. Insulin resistance, where cells become less responsive to insulin signals, affects a significant percentage of women and can contribute to polycystic ovary syndrome, weight gain, inflammation, and increased risk of chronic diseases. What's particularly relevant for women's wellness is that insulin resistance can worsen other hormonal imbalances. Excess insulin promotes the production of androgens like testosterone, which can lead to irregular cycles, acne, and unwanted hair growth. It also increases inflammation throughout the body, creating a cascading effect that can disrupt the function of other hormones. Managing blood sugar through balanced nutrition, regular physical activity, and stress management is therefore fundamental to overall hormonal health. The gut hormone connection represents an exciting frontier in women's wellness research. The gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in the digestive tract, plays a surprising role in hormonal balance. Certain gut bacteria help metabolize and eliminate excess estrogen through a process involving the estrobolome, the collection of genes in gut bacteria capable of metabolizing estrogen. When gut health is compromised, whether due to antibiotic use, poor diet, or chronic stress, estrogen metabolism can be affected, potentially leading to estrogen dominance. Additionally, the gut produces neurotransmitters like serotonin, with an estimated 90% of the body's serotonin made in the digestive tract. This helps explain why gut health issues often coincide with mood disturbances, and why supporting digestive wellness can have profound effects on emotional well-being. Sleep and hormonal balance exist in a bidirectional relationship. Hormones affect sleep quality, and sleep quality affects hormonal balance. Melatonin, the sleep hormone, doesn't work in isolation, but interacts with other hormones in complex ways. Poor sleep elevates cortisol, disrupts blood sugar regulation, affects thyroid function, and can alter sex hormone production. Many women experience sleep disturbances during hormonal transitions, whether it's insomnia before menstruation, night wakings during pregnancy, or the notorious hot flashes and night sweats of menopause.
Today,
prioritizing sleep hygiene and addressing sleep problems is therefore not a luxury, but a necessity for hormonal health. The transition through perimenopause and into menopause represents perhaps the most significant hormonal shift in a woman's life. Beginning typically in the 40s, perimenopause can last anywhere from 4 to 10 years, and is characterized by fluctuating and eventually declining hormone levels. This transition is often misunderstood and undersupported, yet it profoundly affects women's physical health, emotional well-being, cognitive function, and quality of life. Symptoms can include irregular periods, hot flashes, night sweats, sleep disturbances, mood changes, anxiety, depression, brain fog, changes in libido, vaginal dryness, joint pain, and changes in body composition. Understanding that these symptoms have a biological basis in hormonal changes can be validating for women who may have been dismissed or told their symptoms are just part of aging or all in their head. Supporting hormonal balance requires a holistic approach that addresses multiple aspects of lifestyle and health. Nutrition plays a foundational role, with emphasis on whole foods, adequate protein, healthy fats, fiber-rich vegetables, and minimal processed foods and added sugars. Specific nutrients are particularly important for hormone production and metabolism, including B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, selenium, vitamin D, and omega-3 fatty acids. Movement is equally crucial, with research showing that regular physical activity helps regulate insulin sensitivity, supports healthy cortisol patterns, aids in stress management, and contributes to better sleep. However, excessive high-intensity exercise or overtraining can actually worsen hormonal imbalances by increasing cortisol, so finding the right balance is key. Stress management deserves special attention in any discussion of women's wellness. While we cannot eliminate stress from modern life, we can change how we respond to it. Practices such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, time in nature, creative activities, and meaningful social connections all help regulate the stress response and support healthier cortisol patterns. Many women find that even short daily practices of 5 to 10 minutes can make a meaningful difference in how they feel and how their bodies function. Environmental factors also play a role in hormonal health that's increasingly recognized by researchers. Endocrine-disrupting chemicals found in plastics, personal care products, pesticides, and household cleaners can interfere with hormone function. While individual exposure to any single chemical may be small, the cumulative effect of multiple exposures over time can contribute to hormonal imbalances. Simple steps like choosing glass over plastic for food storage, selecting personal care products free of parabens and phthalates, eating organic when possible, and using natural cleaning products can help reduce this burden. The emotional and psychological aspects of hormonal health cannot be separated from the physical. Hormones influence emotions, but emotions and mental states also influence hormones. Chronic anxiety, depression, or unresolved trauma can all contribute to hormonal dysregulation through their effects on the stress response system. This mind-body connection means that addressing mental and emotional health through therapy, counseling, or other psychological support is not separate from addressing hormonal health. It's an integral part of it. Understanding hormones, emotions, and balance empowers women to be active participants in their own wellness, rather than passive recipients of symptoms they don't understand. It helps normalize the very real physical and emotional changes that occur throughout the menstrual cycle, during times of stress, through pregnancy and postpartum, and during the menopausal transition. This knowledge can foster self-compassion, helping women recognize that mood changes or physical symptoms aren't personal failings or weaknesses, but often have a biological basis in hormonal fluctuations. The science behind women's wellness continues to evolve, with researchers uncovering new insights into hormonal health regularly. What becomes increasingly clear is that hormonal balance is not about achieving perfect, static levels, but rather supporting the body's natural rhythms and transitions. It's about providing the body with the nutrients, rest, movement, and stress management it needs to produce and regulate hormones effectively. It's about recognizing when symptoms indicate an imbalance that needs attention and seeking appropriate support when needed. For women navigating hormonal challenges, whether irregular cycles, fertility concerns, menopausal symptoms, or any other hormone-related issues, it's important to know that help is available. Working with healthcare providers who understand women's hormonal health, including physicians, naturopathic doctors, or functional medicine practitioners, can provide personalized guidance and treatment options. Testing hormone levels when appropriate can provide valuable information, though it's also important to remember that symptoms matter as much as test results, and the full clinical picture is what guides effective treatment. Ultimately, the journey to hormonal balance is deeply personal, as each woman's body, lifestyle, stress levels, genetics, and health history are unique. What works beautifully for one woman may not work for another, and what supports balance at one life stage may need adjustment at another. This requires patience, self-awareness, and often some trial and error. But with understanding of how hormones work, attention to the body's signals, and commitment to supportive lifestyle practices, most women can find their way to greater balance, better health, and improved quality of life. The science behind women's wellness ultimately points to a fundamental truth. When we understand our bodies and support them appropriately, they have remarkable capacity for balance, resilience, and vitality.